Okay, kasama po natin yung kasama natin. Secretary Ronald
Na
Villar.
walang leather jacket, no? Na walang leather jacket, no?
Opo. Kasi kailangan ko yung chair yung L2L, letter to
Yung
letter.
mga jacket ko, mga galing lang sa ukay, no?
Oh. Ano na, yung alam mo yung mami ko kahapon kausap ko, anak parang sinisingil ka na talaga. Sabi ko, oo nga, ano kayo
Eh
binibigyan?
nakikit
Gerald?
pag piniplay ko, pag inuulit ko yung ating episode, ang dami mong ads eh. Ba, sabi ko, parang parang may kumikita rito. Ang daming ads, oh.
Nagpapalit na. Sige, padala ko na sa'yo yung ko, yung
Ang
tax.
galing, ang galing sabi ko, may mga ads Sabi ko, naasar nga ako, mayat maya may ads eh. Hindi ko tuloy mapanood ng tuloy-tuloy.
Lahat tayo dito nagre-raise. Ayun, sumisingil na yan. Ibig sabihin, sumisingil. Returns natin. Okay, ito. Pag-usapan natin itong issue ng West Philippine Sea. Obviously, again, facts first muna tayo. Diba? Of course, the fact first is that our analysis for quite some time is parati sinasabi na all politics is local, no? Pero sabi ko, interestingly sa Pilipinas, local politics is also being shaped by foreign policy. Particularly itong issue ng China, even more specifically itong hidwaan na nangyari sa West Philippine Sea. And I think things really picked up in terms of momentum, no, Secretary Llamas, after yung weird visit, to put it nicely, ni Digong sa China as a special envoy. Medyo weird yung situation kasi I don't think natuwa si BP. Weird in a sense, palpak yung visit because really nothing came out. That's even the good part. The bad part is naging mas aggressive pa yung China after yung visit ni Digong. And after that, of course, you have etong escalation of tensions talaga dito. And then, to top it all, biglang meron ka na naman itong Mandarin na hindi ko maintindihan na anniversary, dedication na naman itong DepEd secretary natin. So, I think all of these things perhaps have accelerated itong fault lines, no? Itong deepening fault lines na nakita natin sa so-called unity team na yan. Obviously, you and I both are not naive. We understand that there are many ties that bind, right? That may hindi naman mutual assured destruction, but there's a lot of reason for them to stick it all the way until 2028 kasi each side can hurt each other. So hindi ako nag-expect na things will have complete conflagration, but obviously fault lines are becoming clear. And I think a part of it is not also their fault because it's China, it's U.S. powers. So let's talk about West Philippine Sea. Unang-una, hindi ba medyo nakakatakot na yung direction kasi parang desperate na rin yung China eh. Parang pinapaya lang natin sila eh. Warning sila ng warning, parang di natin sila naglalagay sila ng blockade sa Ayungin Shoal. Wala lang tayo. Naglalagay sila ng floaters, kinakat lang natin. Di ba? Parang ganun eh. O sige lang, yung parang siga ginagano na natin ngayon. Ang concern ko is baka naman mapapaisa lang. Parang hindi na tayo nirespeto. Aren't you concerned na maybe some in China might think about doing something funny, Ronald? I mean, before natin pag-usapan itong mga by the way, just to be clear, I'm not saying this to fearmonger like yung columnist friend na natin na nagpo-fearmonger para lang lumambot tayo. No, I'm not saying that. I think yun ang problema. It's hard to talk about risk without being accused of doing the Chinese. No, I'm just saying realistically speaking, both of us bilang Pilipino, ayaw rin natin ng giyera. Of course, we think we're doing the right thing, no? But ang hindi ka ba nag-worry? Kasi parang kumpara sa 3 days ago nag-usap tayo, may 20% more worried pa ako yun eh.
Una, may mga mahalagang moments this past few months. Una, yung state visit ni Bongbong noong January 6 sa China. Tingin ko, defining yan, dahil alam ni Bongbong, yung commitment na $22 billion, kasama doon yung mga tulay sa Intramuros na matagal nang naitayo. No? It wasn't lost on him na walang papasok dito. No? It wasn't lost on him. Walang bagong commitment yung China na papasok immediately within the next 2 years. No? So that wasn't lost on Bongbong. Kaya tingin ko yung pivot niya towards the West, towards the US, ay na-solidify after nung January 6 trip. Ikalawa, itong alleged diplomatic trip ni ex-President Duterte sa China na special treatment siya, more than 2 hours. More than 2 hours na siya, no? Na nagkaroon ng state dinner at more than 2 hours siyang kinausap ni President Xi Jinping. Mga heads of state nga na kasalukuyang heads of state hindi kinakausap ng gano'n, no? So, state dinner, royal royal salute, no? Tapos hindi lang si former executive secretary Bingbong Meldaldea ang nandun. Nandun din si photo bomber. No? Pero hindi siya kumuha ng photo dahil siya ay re-electionist eh. No? Tingin niya hindi maganda for a re-electionist na nandun siya, na marami siyang picture. But he was there together with his father, the president, no? The former president. No? At it has nothing to do with diplomacy. It was a clear message to Bongbong na this is our man in Habana. No? This is our man in Manila. Ito ang susuportahan namin. No, they went through the motions, na pumunta sa Malacanang, nagkwento ng kaunti, no? Pero yung 2 hours na pinag-usapan, hindi kinuwento. No, hindi kinuwento. Because it's more a political visit. It has nothing to do with diplomacy. No? Kinuha yun, sinolidify yung support na nakuha nila a few months earlier nung nag-meeting yung Communist Party of China at yung PDP laban. After the trip nung bagong foreign minister si King Gang na nawala, na hanggang ngayon ay missing. So after nung trip na yan, ng foreign minister, na I'm sure you know, no, ay nagkaroon ng meeting yung PDP laban at saka yung Communist Party of China, which was very open. Ang hindi open was the smaller group meeting, no, na nag-uusap sila ng relationships, ng tulungan, no. At after a few months, ito na, inawardan si GMA, inawardan si Digong, Friends of China. Diba? Inawardan sila ng China. No? Ito yung kwan. At nangyari yung trip to China. No? So the stage is set. The stage is set, no? Na wala nang illusions yung China about BBM. Walang illusions yung China about Digong. This is our ally. Dito kami tataya. No? Dito kami tataya. At by extension, no, sa kanyang anak, no, sa kanyang anak. No? So, yun yung predicate dito sa pinag-uusapan natin, Richard, no? At sigurado ko, halimbawa itong sinabi ng China na may isang presidente na nagbigay ng oral agreement para tanggalin yung BRP Sierra Madre. Tapos fast forward, in a few weeks, no? Sinabi rin nila na itong BRP Sierra Madre pinupulot yung Ayungin, pinupulot yung South China Sea, pinupulot yung aming teritoryo, di ba? Sabi nila ganyan. Tapos yung mga aggression na, yung water cannon, itong pagsira ng mga corals, paglagay ng barrier, yung bail threat na nagpapatawa ba kayo? Nabasa mo ba yon yung statement ng Foreign Ministry? Parang nagpapatawa kayo, di ba? Yun yung kwan. Mag-ingat kayo, no? It wasn't a veiled threat. It was an open threat, no? Next time na gawin nyo yan, yari kayo. Di ba? Yun yung panila. Kaya nga, nag-i-scale up din ang statements ng mga officials ng government, di ba? Yung Coast Guard spokesperson is talking about betrayal, no? Yung Coast Guard spokesperson are talking about Filipinos, no? Filipinos na makapili, mga traidor, no? Tapos yung Senate President is talking about an embargo, no, of Chinese products, no? Yung Senate President mo is challenging the Filipino-Chinese community to be more Filipino than Chinese, which is bordering on racism. And then you have the Secretary of Defense calling what China is doing, no, a creeping invasion. Yun ang kanya. It was the first time a Filipino official mentioned the word invasion. So, yung ating officials, nag-i-scaling up na rin. Kaya yung sinasabi mo, baka we may be walking, no, sleepwalking into something which you are not prepared for, could be. Pero all the signs are there for us and for them to analyze. No?
Ronald, base doon sa mga Mandarin expert friends mo, mas maganda ba yung Mandarin presentation ni Madam last year or this year? Like, have you asked your Mandarin expert friends, ano bang mas magandang presentation? Yung
Nung tinanong ko sila, bumiti lang sila eh. Nag-smile lang sila eh, no? Just a meaningful smile, no? Na tingin ko kaya ko rin yun eh. Because I was invited to the same event. I was
correct.
invited, no? May mga mooncakes pa nga ako nakuha sa bahay. So, Poco yung pinagsalitaan nila at pinaghandaan ko ng mga several hours, baka mas magaling ako. No? Baka mas magaling ako. In fairness, in fairness. No? Hindi ko naman binubuhat yung sarili kong bangko. No? Hindi naman ako katulad dyan nila Gadon na lumaki na yung muscle sa kakabuhat ng sariling bangko. O si Harry Roque, no? Na kahit chubby, no? Kahit chubby, lumaki yung mga braso sa kakabuhat ng sariling bangko. Hindi ako ganon, no? Pero easily kaya ko namang i-out Mandarin yung whoever that is. No?
Of course. No, but I appreciate their effort. Yun lang. I don't, wala yung sense of timing. Kasi alam ko, speaking of which, because Senator Tulfo, who was quite...
Hindi, si Congressman Tulfo.
Ay, si Congressman.
Erwin. Si Congressman Tulfo yung nagsabi na walang kinalaman diyan ang presidente. Walang kinalaman diyan ang gobyerno. Diyan sa incident na yan. No?
Hindi pa parang, di ba, the question of the Tulfos was, one of the Tulfo brothers was, hindi ba parang hindi ito tumutugma doon sa messaging ng gobyerno? Like, your government,
yes.
Your vice president trying really literally so hard to speak the language of the others, even if wala Mandarin. So parang, hindi pa parang weird yon mix.
Yes, habang nararanasan natin itong aggression, habang nararanasan natin itong barrier, habang nararanasan natin itong mga insulto. Tawag ni Secretary Gibo Chodoro, iniinsulto naman tayo nung sinabi na tayo ang nagpupulot ng South China Sea, tayo ang nagpupulot ng ayungin, no? Dahil sa kalawang ng ating BRP Sierra Madre, yung kalawang naman biodegradable. So, hindi siya nakakapulot, no, dyan sa pan. So, ang sabi ni Secretary Chodoro, this is an insult. This is hypocrisy. Di ba? Oo. So, talagang may scaling up ng exchanges. No?
So, Ron, let's go to the last part of it. I'm sure, balikan natin, inintay ko pa yung mga statements ni Senator Robin Hood Padilla on this and the mga latest.
Hindi, nag-backpedal na siya eh.
Nag-backpedal
na siya.
If a front pedal niya, back pedal niya, you never know, right? I'm sure he'll try.
Yeah. Sabi niya, pabayaan na natin yung presidente na architect ng foreign policy. No, suportahan na lang natin siya, lalo na yung mga KSP. No, may pitik pa eh. Habang umaatras, di ba yung kumbaga sa rumble sa high school, no? Habang umaatras ka, bumabato ka pa eh. Yung bumabato ka. Atras, no? Pero habang umatras, bumabato. Parang ganun yung ginawa ni Robin Hood. Diba? Parang ganun yung ginawa. Nagbabackpedal, pero pumipitik pa doon sa mga KSP. Yung mga kulang sa pansin.
Ronaldo, what do you think about itong statements ni BBM over the past 36 hours? Yung parang, friends don't do this to us, we're not doing anything wrong, I don't know what parang kahapon very strong statement niya. I will defend our territory. No? Very strong. Ibig sabihin may pinanggagalingan, may hugot. Di ba may hugot eh. Dahil napaka-insulting ng mga statements ng Chinese Foreign Ministry na ine-echo nung ilang mga paborito mong columnists, no, yung ilang paborito mong senador na sabi mo nga his heart is in the right place, na medyo kinontradict ko ng konti, no? Pinaparot ng mga vloggers ng mga nandito eh, no? Pinaparot ano? Sa kwan. Alam ko naman ikaw ay non-partisan host. Kaya sinabi mo, no? This senator, his heart is in the right place, no? Sabi ko ang tanong ko lang naman sa place. Right wing o left wing, no? So yung sinasabi mo, kahit patras na, may mga pitik pa rin. Okay na tayo, ha?
Di ba?
Oh my God, tapos gano'n. Uy!
Pero, tanong ko lang, Richard, naparambol ka ba nung high school? Ako kasi madalas sa Notre Dame nung high school.
Hirap sa Baguio, medyo next level. Oo.
Maraming headhunters doon.
Let's end this episode. I think something that we were discussing a while ago, yung on a person, I mean, you're also involved with, communities, no? Because I think this is perfect segue for our next episode dun sa organizing, no? Of course, you're not coming into this because sinabi ni Robin Hood na KSP ka or dahil lang nagpa-relevant or cloud chaser. Ground, nakakausap mo yung mga maingista, yung talagang mga binabastos na tao, yung mga kababayan natin. Like, wala akong pake doon sa, okay, agree ako na maraming mali ang US, pero there's no excuse na pababayan lang natin yung mga mangingista natin na babastusin lang ng ganito, di ba? Saan yung pagkatao mo, yung pagka-Pilipino mo, di ba? Okay, kahit walang yung pagkatao mo naman, di ba? So, tell us about this whole on the ground realities, this very stark realities. Kaya talagang hindi mapapabuli dito
Yeah. Richard, I was with them, no, yung mga lahat ng mga Fisher Folks leaders, about 150 of them 2 days ago, no, dun sa National Anti-Poverty Commission Assembly. So, nagkamali nga ako ng pasok. Una ako napasok sa labor no? Una ako napasok sa labor, no? Kaya sabi ko, wala namang mangingisda rito, no? Tapos naglapitan na sa akin dahil labor organizer ako Sabi ko, ay, puro pala tulisan yung mga nandito, mga labor, mga yellow unions, etc. Tawanan sila. So lumipat ako sa kabilang kwarto. Doon yung mga mangingisda. Mostly from Luzon, pero meron ding Mindanao at saka Visayas. A few. A sprinkling of them nandun din. Pero karamihan Luzon. At ang maganda, nakausap ko yung tiga Sambales, yung mga tiga Bajo de Masinloc, nakausap ko yung mga tiga Palawan, no? Nakausap ko yung mga tiga Mindoro at saka mga tiga Batangas, yung mga talaga na sa front line ng West Philippine Sea, no? Galit sila at humihingi sila ng greater support, no? Greater support. Kaya sa Monday, magkakaroon ng press conference sa umaga with Senator Risa Hontiveros, a bishop, tapos si Father Edicio de la Torre, tapos leaders ng mga mangingisda like si Ka Uper, no, the Vice Chair of the National Anti-Poverty Commission representing Fisher Folks. Tapos meron ding youth na nagsusuporta at saka mga artists. Meron mga artists, no. Nandun din si Noel Cabangon para kantahin yung ginawa niyang jingle at saka yung awit about the West Philippine Sea. No? Ang title, Atin Ito. No, yun ang kanyang kwan. So may maganda sa Monday dahil nga naghahanap ng suporta yung ating mga frontliners. Naghahanap ng suporta yung Coast Guard at saka yung ating mga fishermen dahil wala sila masyadong nakikitang suporta. So yun yung press con sa Lunes, no? Dadalo yung mga tiga Bajo de Masinloc, dadalo yung mga tiga Palawan, no? At saka yung iba pang mga fisher folk leaders. So maganda na magkakaroon ng early Christmas for them. Nandun din yung Coast Guard, mukhang dadalo rin, no? Yung Coast Guard bilang bahagi ng audience. Kung may mga tanong yung media, pwede silang sumagot. So, medyo something is going on, no? Something is moving, no? Tungkol dito. Hindi lang ito yung mga personalities, no? Nagsasalita, pumaporma. On the ground, no? Ay sabi nga nung tiga Subic, sabi niya, hindi lang napansin, hindi lang lumabas sa media, nagkaroon pala sila ng lakbayan, no? Parang a convoy na naglalakad sila. Parang yung sa Sumilaw dati, no? Ganyan, no? Sabi ko, okay yan. Next time, i-organize natin na mas maraming kasama at saka mas aabot sa media. So marami silang ganoon na yung mga iba gusto pumunta sa Ayungin, no? Para bigyan ng support yung ating frontline. Yung mga sundalo at Coast Guard na nasa BRP Sierra Madre. Gusto nilang pumunta, wala silang pakialam kung haharangin sila. Wala silang takot, no? Wala silang armas, maliliit yung bangka nila, pero gusto nila pumunta. This year, no? Yung mga taga Sambales pupunta sa Palawan at yung iba pupunta sa Palawan, tapos pupunta sila sa Ayungin. No? Yun yung gusto nila, no? Na yung makukuha nilang mga early Christmas gifts, dadalhin nila ron. Di ba very potent, very emotional, di ba?
Ronald, are you sensing like a moment of awakening or reawakening? Because of course the awakening really happened yung panon yun, no? Ni Pinoy with the arbitration and the victory and all of that. And then unfortunately, well, Tatay happened. But now, parang second, ito yung second chance natin, no? To reawaken this nationwide sense of, ito yung unity na baka gumana at tumagal. Unity team, diba? Pero itong unity, baka may pag-asa. And yun nga, even BBM, who everyone in the opposition thought na ito magiging pro-China and all of that, you could see na he's feeling it and he's kind of like, being drawn into it, and at the same time he's kind of also driving it. Feeling ko yung mga inspired din sila dun sa mga strong statements from President Marcos Jr., from our top officials, etc. Obviously, we have disagreements with them on certain issues, but on this issue of West Philippines, I think we're all singing to the right tune, no? A national chorus of patriotism talaga. Talagang karapatan talaga natin yan, di ba?
I'm not sure, Richard, how to call this, no? Pero people are getting organized on a national level. Halimbawa, may mga planong concerts, no? Imbitahin yung Ben and Ben, no? Para sa mga Generation Z, sa mga millennials. Ako nga hindi ko alam yung Ben and Ben eh. Yung pala yung number one band ngayon, no? Yung Ben and Ben. Hindi ko pa sila naririnig eh, no? No? So magkakaroon ng concert, si Noel Cabangon, balak mag-organize ng concert, no? Ngayong November, yung iba gusto mag-organize ng concert sa Araneta, sa Valentine, parang Valentine nila para sa frontliners, no? So, ang daming moving parts na yung iba gustong gumawa ng West Philippine Sea, UNCLOS for beginners. 3 minutes animation. Para maunawaan ng karaniwang tao dahil ang hirap maunawaan, ano ba yung UNCLOS? Ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng EEZ? Ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng territorial rights? No? So, yung mga layers na yan, balak ng iba, ipaliwanag sa isang animated 2 to 3 minutes explanation, West Philippine Sea for beginners. Tapos ito nga, ginawa ni Noel Cabangon, one of our most popular folk singers, isang kanta at isang jingle. No? Isang kanta. Kaya yung jingle may last song syndrome, may LSS. Yung atin ito. No? Yung ganyan yung lalamanin. No? So, ipopopularize yan. No? Ipopopularize yan sa social media.
Suggestion ko lang bilang isang Gen Z, hindi ko alam Ben na yan. Parang kilala ko si R&R at saka si Andrew. Baka naman bagong
kaya tsaka Richard, no, lagi mo nang gagamitin yung ganito na sign, no? Yung ganito, no? Paano mo makikita? Yan, no? Yung sign na yan, yung 3 fingers. It is the sign of the West Philippine Sea. The 3 fingers. So, makikita mo yan sprouting in stickers, in billboards, in streamers, no? So, ito na yung sign natin, West Philippine Sea. Yung relatable. Yan. Anybody can do it. No? A 3-year-old kid, no? A 93-year-old grandmother, no? Ito na yung ating symbol. So, ang sinasabi ko lang, Richard, I think this initiative is more organized, no? Tsaka merong malinaw silang targets. No? Meron silang malinaw na targets. Kaya wait for the press conference sa Monday, no?
Si Robin Hood Padilla, malay nyo, magkaroon kayong special guest dyan or something.
Hindi. Open kaming mga Kristiyano, open kami sa sa Road to Kairos. Open kami sa sa transformation, no?
Okay, thank you so much, Secretary Llamasan. I think this is a perfect segue for another episode that we want to go. I wanted to discuss this for a long time because I think you're a perfect person to talk to. Pag-usapan naman natin yung kaalagaan ng organization. Kasi yun nga, it's nice to be excited here and there. News comes, some celebrity. But that could be just a flash in the pan. So to prevent flash in the pan, you have to institutionalize reform. And that means organization reform. So let's have a separate episode on that. Thank you very much on this. And God bless. Maraming salamat, Secretary Llamas.
Thank you.